How did the man overcome inflation driving to work? He simply turned off the ignition and the other cars pushed him to work. You know, when we remember that over here is selfishness, egotism, and me first, and it's a nothing, and it doesn't exist, it's a scam, it's a sham, it just doesn't exist. And over here we have helping others. Well, we don't take any energy or any time or any life and pour it into the scam. And we don't think about anything bad over here. Those are bad things to think about. You don't think about those. And you take all of the time and the energy and the life from over here, bad, and you pour it into helping others. And then after a while you find out, after you do that, that love is God. And God is love. And you've been looking all your life for a relationship with God, but you couldn't find it because God was too big. You couldn't get your arms around God. You couldn't understand God. But now you can understand God because you found out that love is God, and you know what love is. You've known that since you've been in your mother's arms. So God is love and love is God. Now, there's something else that, well, there's a whole lot of other things. Let's take care of those first. First of all, that God is everything there is. There's no other power but God. There is no power but God. God is all-powerful. God is almighty. There is no other power but God. Love. And then you find out that's the allness of God. Then you find out the oneness of God. Who is God? God is all of us. God is all of us together. The whole universe. That's the allness of God and the oneness of God. And you can't be separated from God. Just the way a cell from a human body can't be separated from it and live. So the allness of God, the wholeness of God, the oneness of God, and the great intelligence of God. And so we're one with God, and what is our job in life? Is it to promote ourselves in this fake, phony ego over here? No, not at all. Our job is to work together to make the universe better. And better we have made it in billions of years. Look at what we have done. And who has done it? All of us together. Ooh, you know what? This sounds like there isn't any death. No, there isn't any death. There isn't any death. Because everything is God, and we are all one with God, those two things, and God doesn't die. God is spirit. God doesn't die. How about that? Okay, let's get back to the oneness, the onlyness, and what our job is. Our job is to move the universe forward. Our job is to keep the universe going. Our job is to keep the universe growing. Our job is to keep the universe glowing. That's what we're going to do today, isn't it? This is Thanksgiving week, you know. According to the rest of the country, Thanksgiving is Thursday. And remember, our Thanksgiving is 40 Thanksgivings every hour. Every hour we thank God for 40 things. every waking hour. Now, there's this thing I want, there's one more thing. Two more things. God is good. God is all there is. We're one with God, and God is good. You don't bother to think about this trash over here that's a phony. No, you just think about helping others and loving others and moving the universe forward. Then the last thing is God is good. There isn't anything but goodness. In your mind, in your thinking, in your work, there isn't anything but goodness. If you think there is something bad, then you're thinking wrong. You do not conform your thinking to this bad, to egotism, selfishness, and me first. Do not conform our thinking to that. Why do I say you? I need it more than you need it. This correction. Now the next one is never lie, never steal, never cheat. Always be honest. Never lie, steal, or cheat. Okie dokie. Little Sean called me up from Harbor and said, yes, they do have dollies. They are $60. I made a mistake. I demurred. I should have said, come and bring them tomorrow morning and get the 1980 Lincoln out of the garage, and we'll call Timmy, the man who does the detail work, and he'll come and get the 1980 Lincoln, and he'll fix it all up and polish it and make it shine and get rid of the mold, just the way he did the 1993 Lincoln for another $350. I think we spent $1,000 on the Lincolns in the past 2 weeks, 3 weeks. So this is Thanksgiving for everybody else. We had our Thanksgiving so we wouldn't be distracted on Friday the 19th. And Victoria ate and ate and ate and ate and ate and ate. How I loved that. And we had so many people come. And Mary Ann Jones did such a great job of cooking. The pies, the turnip, the potato, the gravy, the dressing, the peas, the squash, and garnishing it with whole cranberry sauce. And that was on Friday the 19th, as I told you. And now we're going to let other people have their Thanksgiving, and we will send them thoughts that you don't kill turkeys. You don't kill any animals. You don't eat meat. You live harmlessly. You live harmlessly. What? You live harmlessly. And the Happy Cow Restaurant is a vegan organization that believes in what we just said, you live harmlessly. And all over the world, they publish a list of restaurants that are vegan. And that's an app. And you can go to that app and go to any section in the whole world and find restaurants that don't kill animals, torture them, and slaughter them. Vegan is the way. Vegan is the way. I am going to ask the trust if I can be my own designated signer. Right now, Gloria is a designated signer and has been from the beginning, and then she switches off and she comes back and then she switches off. Now she's on a run to be the designated signer on everything. I am asking the trust not to do that, that I want to be my own decision maker, that I'm perfectly capable of it at 93 years old. I want to make the decisions, and I want the people all in this huge enterprise, whatever it's called, to come to me for the decisions. So I'm going to ask Joe that, and Mary Jo, and Natisha, and Don, and Frank, and Keith, and all those other people who are so nice to us at the Nice Ark Trust. I'm going to call Visiting Nurses Association and ask them if it's all right by them if I ask the helpers who come to take care of the body and the house and the food and everything else, if it's all right if they go up and open my mail and read it to me and answer it for me. And I'm going to ask them if it's okay if they return my telephone calls and if they initiate calls for me. I don't see how they expect a blind person to do otherwise, do you? Okay. We've got to find out who's paying the electricity for the garage, and we'll have to pay it. We keep the garage nice and warm. And the electricity company gave us $385 in a big lump sum to pay for the electricity. And I don't know when they applied it. It must have been the last couple months because we don't have a bill from them. We had to give up our electricity coming from wind and water, but we will go back to that. Okay. I've talked over quite a few things with you. Again, this is Monday, November 22nd, the last month of the year. And we have to be mindful to get ready now. The earth will be coming back home, and he's not going to stop. And you've got to be ready to jump on when he gets here at 10:58 a.m., December the 21st, Tuesday. You got to be ready, have your luggage all packed. And because he's not stopping, he's going to start his next trip around the sun. The sun is here, and the earth is going to go around him. Did you hear about the couple who had identical twin girls and they named them Kate and Duplicate? How about the couple who had identical twin boys and they named them Pete and Repeat? And about the couple who had identical twin girls and they named them Joyce and Rejoice? Yeah, we should call her Rejoice instead of Joyce when we give her those cookies. She likes those cookies. I told Madeline that she doesn't take care of Glendora as well as she used to 3, 4, 5 years ago. I told her you put Glendora at the bottom of your list. I have not. Who's at the top of her list? Her kitty cats and her doggies. I assume that she has about 20 of them that she has rescued and that she loves and that she has to take care of every day and do the litter pans every Monday in time for the rubbish people to come. And then I think her friend Dawn is on her list. Oh, and she's doing some kind of a refinancing with her house where she gets all kinds of... She has a credit card mania that she's able to manipulate. And then in addition to that, they pay off a certain amount of debt because she says the debt on her house is going to be $90,000, and she'll never get that paid off before she dies, so she just lets that go. I don't know if I've got this right or if it is right or not. Okie dokie. Let's go to work. Let's do our new people calls. New names keep coming in. So we have to write them down on a separate piece of paper, and we have to go through them every day and make sure that we have done what these new people asked us to do. And then comes the contacts, and there's 480 of those, nearly 500. And we have to go through those alphabetically, 5 a day. We have to do the renewals for Norwalk and Torrington. And I think that Sky 13 Waterbury is taken care of through David Villado and his mother, who live in the same house. I guess they don't live in the same house, but they own it together. Okay, we have to get DC TV done. Take care of Gary Black's TV stations and make sure that Dropbox is paid, another $45. We pay $700 a year for Dropbox. We can't find time to get it around and change it over right. We're paying $120 for Robert Jackson's Dropbox a year. The printer and the scanner don't work. We still have to go to the library, but I prefer that. Carol said something yesterday that the library doesn't give you copies, so today I will call the library and ask them to give us copies. On and on it goes, right? But after all is said and done, the only thing that really matters is how did you treat others.